Sadly, it's our final day in Fife today.
In the kingdom.
In the kingdom of Fife.
We are exploring St Andrews a little bit. We've passed through around this area quite sort of briefly. There's so much history here, but it's the home of golf. We'll quickly drop some stats. The home of golf. There's a cathedral, a castle, a tower, and a dungeon.
And it's home to Scotland's oldest university.
Yeah, it is. And it's sitting right on the coast as well, so it's beautiful there. It's also home to coffee.
I was just about to say, before we do all that, we are going to go and find some coffee. Dane's done some research and found the best.
The best. No discussion apparently.
He saw a blog post and it was like, this is the best coffee. If anyone disagrees, I'll be somewhere at midnight. Come fight me.
Yeah, I'll fight you over it. Well, I have to say, this is one of the better coffees that I've had. We get flat whites, but I do like quite strong coffee. And this is, well, you're just trying it right now. It's kind of like rich and dark and strong. I think this is brilliant.
We've walked inside the grounds of the cathedral and it looks like we have to go and get some tickets because we want to go and climb this tower over here. I think there's 100 and something stairs, another tiny staircase. If you haven't watched our other vlogs, it seems to be a theme with us.
It does.
But it looks like we'd get some amazing views up there, so I think we'll go and try and see if we can get some tickets.
There's also something going on today with the university though. What is it? Is it graduation?
It looks like graduation,
sort of walk on people's like headstones area. There's graduation or something as well. So there's people sort of everywhere and everyone's wearing their graduation gowns and all that sort of stuff. So we don't know if that's going to delay anything or stop us from doing anything, or if these gates are normally open and you can just walk in like we have. But pretty impressive what we're walking through right now anyway. And some of the ruins, and this tower in particular, which I think is part of the cathedral, that like the part that's left of it, it's really, really cool.
So this is where we walked in here. We came through here and this is the bit that Dane just pointed out. This is the west front. And you can see that the cathedral used to be in a cross shape here. We haven't quite made it to this part. This is the eastern part.
And it was that whole area.
And this whole area used to be the cathedral.
We're going to venture up the tower, up St. Rule's Tower. It's 160 stairs. Apparently it's quite tight getting up there as well.
Yeah, and I think it's 33 metres high. St. Rule's Tower was the first part of this whole area that was built. And afterwards came the big cathedral, the east and west part with the cross that I just showed.
Just thinking that lots of people nearly 1,000 years ago were just building this structure. And now we're coming here, filming it and climbing up this staircase to look back over the site. It's just sort of, it's hard to grasp.
Yeah, the time frames.
They would have had no idea.
Mind blowing.
Oh wow, this is tight. Oh my god, it is.
Oh, you okay?
It is so tight. Oh. Wow. Let me get you. Come through.
Okay, so you just put the coin on the top.
Yeah, and you don't press anything, just push through.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You only just fit in there. How did I fit?
I'm in.
So this is where we're going though.
1, 2.
Are you counting?
So simple.
Are you getting dizzy?
Yep. You know when your mind just is like, you can see the step, but like, it doesn't process.
You're just sort of like automation mode.
I feel like I'm hypnotizing myself.
You've still got a little while to go by the looks of it. We spotted the pier from up the top of the tower, which is back there. So we thought we'd come down here. It's a little bit chilly, though, isn't it?
It's very windy.
The sun's out, but it is lovely. But you've got that like brisk wind.
Yeah, we heard a really interesting story about this pier as well, in that when the cathedral was quarried, the townspeople were stealing or nicking some of the...
Nicking was the word, eh?
Nicking some of the stone that was used to build the cathedral, and they came down to the pier and used it to build it. So what we're walking on now is actually part of the old cathedral.
It's huge as well. I mean, as you would have seen, like when we pointed out on the map though, the cathedral was absolutely enormous. But when I'm saying huge, I mean like this pier is absolutely massive. But I mean, then off to, look at this. I didn't even really stop to look off to the right there. We've got a beautiful like white sand beach right there, ruins on the hill behind us. That's the castle out on the point there, which I don't think we've got enough time to get to because of our lunch plans. And then more coastline over the back there.
Climbing that tower was well worth it, I think. You got a kind of a different view every single angle that you looked at.
Yeah, definitely. We got so many recommendations for this place that we've just arrived at called Balgove Larder. I don't know about my pronunciation, but so many people told us that the food here is absolutely exceptional because they've got a steak barn, which is what we've come for. But we want to check inside because I feel like it's one of those kind of places where people come and hang out and there's a little bit more. Like I think they do markets and stuff like this here because it's on this massive site. There's a big barn and everything. And I think they're big into their fresh produce and their organic stuff, and there's lots of gluten-free and all that sort of stuff. So we're gonna wander in and see what the vibe is before we go and grab some food. This is the kind of place that has all the wines, and it's a full butcher. They've got all of this sort of organic stuff, all of their own raspberry jams and coffees and everything. Sorts of random liquors as well. Cheeses and everything over that way. Stacey's found herself. What are you looking at?
Coffee.
What is it? What is it?
Don't judge me, I drink instant coffee. But these are like instant coffees from different regions. So they've got Brazil, Italy, Colombia and Ethiopia, which I've never seen before. It's usually just gold or normal. The steak barn is literally a barn. We walked through this black curtain and came through. All the walls feel like they're made out of like old pallets. The ground is gravel, you can kind of feel it, and it smells so smoky and nice in here.
It's industrial, isn't it?
It's very industrial, I like it.
You don't come to a steak bar without ordering steak. So we've got the 8-ounce fillet steak. So it's $25.95. It's 26 pounds. It's quite a lot of money, but I can tell you the quality, and you are getting exactly what you pay for. They're literally cooking there on it's like wood-fired, like proper traditional quality way of cooking steak. So it's like super tender. This is the sort of food and stuff that I absolutely live for. This is one of our last meals in Scotland. Sad to say that. We'll talk more about where we're going because we've got to head to Edinburgh tonight to go to the airport to fly out. But this is one of our last meals. Stacey's also got some deep fried halloumi with some wild garlic mayonnaise. And that is a wrap on our time in the kingdom.
Oh, so sad.
So sad. It has been an amazing 4 days. I hope that's come across in the videos, just how much fun we've been having exploring Fife.
It's been so good. Just everything from the food, the people. There's so much history here. The views, all the seaside towns and everything.
I feel like a big thing of that as well was having a car and having the freedom to drive around and see so much all in one go. It definitely made, I feel like that really gave us the chance to properly see.
Yeah, to explore.
To see as much as what Fife has to offer as a whole. But I did just realize that we're just about to return the rental car, and we didn't really explain why we called him Donald. You want to go for it?
There's this song. It's called Donald, Where's Your Trousers?
Donald, where's your trousers?
And we love saying it, obviously. And someone played it to us a couple of days ago, and it's been stuck in our heads. And we were trying to come up with a name, and Donald just felt right.
Just as we won't sing it for you, sorry, but you're gonna have to. We'll have a look on YouTube. Try and hunt out a song, a Scottish song. Donald, where's your trousers?
And thank us later. I can see out the corner of my eye. This is my first look at. Me first. Wow. Oh.
The clarity.
We have seen a lot of clear water in our time, but this colour, it's like so blue.
There's no like passing lanes. If somebody else comes down, I honestly don't know what we will do. Coming down was a bit of a mare, but I think going up is always the more difficult one because you sort of get that like of the wheels spinning. But hey, this is adventure, this is travel, this is fun.